Hey YouTube, what's happening? Balrogx here. It's time to put to the test another exotic weapon, and it's the turn of the Merciless rifle. With up to 8 million bullet and explosion damage, and no recoil, so you can place those hitting stacks instantly. Trust me, you don't want to leave this rifle on the stash like I did. It's pretty fun to use, and I'll show you how after this. So first things first, if you're new to the game or a returning player and you don't have the Merciless, you can farm it using the rifle targeted loot on a mission, open world, the summit, and even on caches. But the safest way, and is the way it was meant to be since it was released, just farm hyena bosses in missions like Jefferson Trade Center, Bank Headquarters, Grand Washington Hotel, and District Union Arena. The quickest way is to farm Jefferson Trade Center. Just farm it there until it drops for you. The drop chance is low, so you gotta be patient. So cool, you got the rifle now? Okay, let's continue. Let me show you how it works because it has a unique mechanic that you need to master in order to make a lot of damage with this rifle. If you know how to use it already, that's fine. Just skip ahead to the build. The way the Merciless work is every time you pull the trigger, you fire a bullet. And when you release the trigger, another bullet fires. So 2 bullets are fired every time you use the trigger. If those 2 bullets hit the same enemy, you will get a stack. And if you get to 7 stacks, the next shot will deal 500% amplified damage and a 7-meter explosion dealing 500% weapon damage, consuming the stacks. It's not that difficult to learn, you just have to fire and release really quick in your controller or the computer and hit the same enemy to increase the stacks and make that explosion. The faster you do it, the more explosion and damage you will make. One thing to note, on the next bullet fired when you have the 7 stack, it will do 500 amplified damage plus the damage of the explosion. Remember that when I'm explaining the build around the Merciless. With 400 RPM, it's an extremely fast rifle, almost like the ACR. 30 bullet magazine, and roll with critical hit damage and critical hit chance with mods, 10% accuracy, 10% reload speed. You will feel like it reloads really fast. Plus 10 weapon handling and plus 10 stability. But even with that, you will feel that it has a little too much recoil. And firing fast and accurate can be somewhat of a challenge, but it's going to get a lot easier with the build I'm using. Before checking the build out, if you're enjoying the video, please hit me up with a like, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your support and making this channel grow. So back to the build, guys. The spec you want to use, it could be either one. I mean, the one you like. I decided to run with their sharpshooter, especially for 3 perks. The 15% weapon stability, reduced recoil, that will help the Merciless recoil to have it under control, and getting more armor and ammunition when in cover, since this build shines when playing from cover. The main weapon, of course, is the Merciless. The secondary weapon can be whatever you guys want. It always, like I said, it always depends on your playstyle, so use whatever weapon you want. For the gear pieces, we're looking for the ones that can maximize our weapon damage, because the amplified damage of the shot after having the 7 stacks, remember, plus the explosion, is directly related of the amount of weapon damage you have. So the more the weapon damage, the more you're gonna do damage on the 7 stack shot and the explosion. The gear mods that we want is a combo of, critical hit chance or critical hit damage. The mask is an overlord for the rifle damage, rolled with critical hit chance and critical hit damage. The chest is our first Walker Harris that gives us 5% weapon damage, and the second piece will give us 5% damage to armor, rolled ideally with critical hit chance and critical hit damage, with the talent brace that, while in cover, will increase weapon handling by 45%. This silence is pretty important in this build because it will increase by a lot the stability, accuracy, reload speed, and weapon swap, making the Merciless to have almost no recoil and reload super fast, so you can get those stacks faster and do more damage at the end. The holster is our second Walker Harris, rolled with critical hit chance and critical hit damage. The backpack is a Grupo Sombra, ideally roll with critical hit chance and critical hit damage, but I have a roll with weapon handling that still works with this build. And I have the Unstoppable Force talent that will increase the weapon damage by 5% for 15 seconds every time you kill, up to 5 times. So that's an increase of 25% weapon damage. As an option to this talent, you can use Companion or Vigilance. The gloves are the Contractor gloves with damage to armor and roll with critical hit chance. The knee pads are special to this build. The exotic Sawyer knee pads will give 30% weapon damage if you don't move in 10 seconds. If you start moving, you will lose the stacks in 10 seconds. So this synergizes well with the build because we're looking to be in cover to get the perks from the sharpshooter spec, proc the brace talent while in cover to get that weapon handling, and also get 30% more damage on top of it if we're not moving, of course. So that will translate on more damage for the 7 stack shot and the explosion for the Merciless. That means that in all fights, you gotta stay in cover and not move to take advantage of this buff. So you gotta be well positioned at all times to kill enemies. If you gotta move, don't worry, just get a new position, stay put, and keep firing. The skills to use are the ones you want, really. I'm using the Fixer Drone and Reviver Hive. Another option is to use could be the Striker Drone to keep enemies occupied, and something like the Chem Launcher to keep you alive. I mean, it's up to you. The stats are 194 weapon damage, 54, almost 55 critical hit chance, 123 critical hit damage, 13% armor damage, and a high stability. You can, I'm going to show you the stability of this weapon. It's a thing of beauty, really. You can see it now without the brace talent. You know, the recoil is pretty high and the aim goes up. And now with the brace talent active, you can stay in the target and effectively create those stacks. So that's it for the build, guys. I really enjoy playing with the Merciless and watch that explosion take care of the enemies. Although the Merciless is considered pretty bad exotic, but it's viable to use in the game currently. Be sure to check out some gameplay at the end of the video to see this build in action. Hope it's been helpful to you guys if you want to try the Merciless and put it to good use. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit me with a like if you enjoyed the video, or if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We're almost up to 1,000 subscribers. So thank you guys, and let's make this happen. So as always, take care, be safe, and see you on the next one. Ciao.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. Immediate medical assistance needed. Friendly supply convoy detected. Access key detected.